Welcome back to All the Buzz, you guys. Tara Rudes Dann is the founder of L'Agence, a clothing brand that seamlessly blends California and French style. And I happen to wear a lot of it, and I'm wearing it today. We are going to dive into Tara's journey to sweet success in this episode on all things the fashion industry. So welcome, Tara. Hi.
I'm so excited to be here with you. Actually, I'm not the founder of L'Agence.
So how do we address you?
So it's funny. Most people think actually my partner and my mentor and my greatest fan and my uncle was a co-founder of L'Agence, and I was with him at J Brand the time that L'Agence was founded in 2008. And then when J Brand was sold in 2014, I had come on then. And that's when my journey had come on with L'Agence. I had come on as a partner, actually on the merchandising and running the sales side. And it wasn't till the pandemic, which we'll get to whenever you're ready, that I then took on the role as fashion director and ran the whole fashion side while my uncle, who had mentored me my whole entire career, we became partners in the journey of where L'Agence is today with an incredible team and people behind us.
So you're responsible for the reason why L'Agence has become the coolest brand of the moment.
No, I am a part of the reason the brand has become where it is today,
sure. I've been wearing the brand for years, and I would say, and even some of the girls here were saying that, like, the look of the pieces today versus honestly pre-COVID is drastic. Like, this is now like the coolest looking clothes ever, and the clothes don't look so hot. I'm sure you notice when you go to the department stores for your meetings, there's a lot of brands right now who don't, I think, really understand what women want, and I think what you're doing is exactly what.
Thank you. That's such a beautiful compliment. Thank you. I think there are a lot of brands that are doing it right as well, which is a time right now where you have to stay focused and play really smart in this world of fashion, because it's really about quality. You know, in every way, shape, or form. And most importantly, about how we feel. That's quality first. So it's really great when you can have a product that has you feeling, you know, just as great as you feel on the inside as it does on the outside. And that's what we're really looking to do, is just make you look and feel beautiful.
I love that. Yeah. I want to go back into your story.
Okay.
Your uncle, obviously, clearly big in the fashion industry. Yes. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Long Island, New York. And I am third generation in the fashion industry on both sides of my family. Both my grandfathers were pioneers in what they both did best. My grandfather, paternal, was in the fabric business, had denim, and basically that's how the whole denim business started. The fashion denim business started in the late 70s, early 80s. My mom's side, which was fast fashion, I guess you would say, was selling department stores, and the garments he was making and selling were like 40,000 units a SKU. It was on a mass market production. So, you know, I really learned at the table talk, you know, the industry, and I just fell in love with it. I had two grandmothers who were super fashionable. I'm third generation in the industry. Both my grandfathers were in the business. My paternal grandfather was in the schmata fabric business, as we would call it. And he had denim, and that's how denim, basically the denim brand started in the late 70s, early 80s. Even my family, my uncle had a brand then called Paris 2000, Jean Saint-Tropez Paris 2000, actually. That's when Sassoon and Jordache and all those brands really became so big. But it was my grandfather who had the fabric. So that was him on that side. And that's how we entered into the garment industry. And then on my mom's side, my pop, he was fast fashion, the coolest man as ever, super fashionable. And he was the type that taught me really how to be a really great seller. And that was like really had to be secure about what you were selling, and you had to love what you did.
Selling is a skill.
It is, and you can sell anything. It could be, you know, it didn't have to be clothing. He said, no matter what you do, you're always selling.
Yeah.
And
No.
that was it.
It's similar with me with Spotlight. My advertisers always say, especially the real estate ones, they're like, why don't you just get your real estate license and start selling houses? I'm like, because I don't like it. Like, just because I can sell doesn't mean I want to sell.
Right. It's a talent to sell and to know how to sell, you know, and it's something I love. You know, it really is a gift. If you love what you do, it's a gift.
And not only is your family in fashion, but your husband is also in fashion. So it was just meant to be.
Yes, I mean, it's law of attraction. For me, I have, you know, they say eat, breathe, sleep.
Yeah.
Or eat, pray, love. I eat, breathe, sleep this. I love it. You know, the feeling of the way that putting on clothing for me, the way it makes me feel. You know, I am also a woman who has fluctuated in weight. So I do know for myself what it feels like in my skin when I'm not comfortable. I could be super comfortable, but not as comfortable as I'd like to be. And I know how it is and what it feels like to want to be contoured and not have product out there that can do that. And paying attention to how a woman feels and looks is really, you know, exciting to me personally. And that was really how I chased the dream of it. It was just like always for myself, wanting to be polished, elevated, sexy, feminine. And I was really able to then forget my grandfathers, my grandmothers were the like fashionistas.
Yeah. I can attest to that too, because I actually, when I was in college, I gained 30 pounds, not from drinking alcohol. I do not drink, but I was eating my way through Georgetown, eating cupcakes at every bakery possible. And the weight stuck on me for a while. And to be honest with you, and this was, I guess, before you were involved in the fashion, but the Legence pants that I owned were the only pants that looked good on me for a long time when I was trying to get my body back.
That's
so the fit is really,
I mean, it's really
is
important.
real.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I mean, it's fit, fabric, fashion, right? It's that.
Totally.
It's really all about fit.
I love how you promote Ladies Who Legence all over your Instagram. And I want to know, you know, in your opinion, who is the lady who Legences?
It's funny. I mean, when it just had come up, Ladies Who Legence, like at some point, and there was really because Ladies Who Lunch, right? It was like something my grandmother would say, like, oh, Ladies Who Lunch, and you know, and so it just caught on. It was like almost this clique. But we're not a clique or a trend. We're really a community who builds on love and light and, you know, feeling great. And so it was really about like Ladies Who Legence and taking, you know, for me, I'm 46. And so when I get up in the morning and I'm doing my workout or I'm taking a selfie or a video, whatever that motivation is for my start of my Instagram or social for the day, I understand that it's like, it's a feeling. It's, you know, you want to be. So here's this Ladies Who Legence with us.
I'm not trying to just compliment you, which I could do for a lot of different reasons today, but I'm being serious with you. Like, you're clearly having such a moment right now. Do you feel it? Like, I feel like you're, no, I'm serious. I feel like you're like the it woman in fashion right now. And I'm not saying it again to just be complimentary. I feel it like for you.
And I love you. Okay. So it's funny. I always say when someone compliments someone to say thank you, because so I'm going to first say thank you. But being that I said that I had just turned 46, there is a point that, you know, I'm going to be 50 in the next couple of years. And that's 50 years of my life and experience that I have. And every day you learn, right? But I'm at this stage in my life where personally, I'm more confident than ever because I've been through so much. Life and trials and tribulations and successes and whatever failures look like to someone's failures, you know, I'm experiencing it and I've been through it and I'm going through it. So I think today I'm just at that point where you don't know where tomorrow and what tomorrow can bring.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy to wake up today and be alive. And it's a gift. So if that's what I have, then, you know, and if you're thinking that's cool, then that's great. Because really, someone said the other day, an assistant principal that I met at a pool, who I thought was so fabulous. She said she led with love. And as a mom who's in a business, who travels and goes all the time, I thought to myself, that's the greatest example of something to say, that she, as an assistant principal, leads with love. So yeah. I guess that's what we do. We lead with love, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I mean, you are hopping between New York, Miami, LA. I feel like those are your three key places. I mean,
I hope forever.
is that what you're doing? Like, I mean, you are a mom. I see your kids are in school here, but how are you juggling these three cities?
I don't know if it's about juggling or if it's just about managing. I used to use the word juggling, but you can, and not to say that at any point you can't fall, but juggling, you're like throwing up in the air and possibly falling. And I'm managing. You know, at this point, again, with great people surrounding me, a great unity of a husband and family members and a team, you know, it's like you make things happen. And when you plan to build a business, and, you know, my uncle really is at the helm, his plan was to build this into a global business. You need to be global. My point, not in mine was, you know, having the sales background originally is we needed to make sure we had our footprint in the States before we now are expanding. I'm going to give you a little tidbit before it even goes out. We are opening Paris this week, which I'm really excited about.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's exciting. But, you know, that global presence at Stamp is, you know, the start of what's next. But New York, LA, Miami, those are the three, New York City, right?
Yeah.
Those are the three cities in the States. And of course, there are other rivals like Houston, I can't say Dallas and Vegas. There are many, Atlanta, that are great cities out there. But those are my three hubs that where I would say the business is rivaling right now.
That's huge to be going to Paris. I mean,
Yeah, I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you going to start doing presentations there?
I think everything is really just an opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to grab it.
Yeah.
So hopefully sooner than later.
Tell me if this is like part of your marketing strategy or something you just do for fun.
Sure.
Some of the women who I see who are really part of your clique are like Melissa Wood and Jennifer Fisher and Tina Marie, like these really just influential women of our time. Like, are those considered marketing activations or is that you just having fun with your friends?
I had my head down for a really long time. And actually, my uncle was the first who really brought the influencers to a forefront at J Brands back in the early days. I'm going back almost 13 years ago.
Yeah.
My head was always down. I really wasn't involved in, you know, the social media aspect of it. And one of my best friends, who happens to be an amazing designer herself, Ronnie Cobo, you know, she had not only had just the experience within the industry, but had really so many different relationships with so many people. And through her, I had met a lot of people along the way. So I was really lucky to have that. I wouldn't say that I have a clique. I would say I'm actually the girl's girl. Mm-hmm. I want to be friends with everyone, and I want to build a huge community that everyone wants to be a part of. Those women that you happen to mention are really just out there doing the best that they're doing at the best speed and possible light they can be doing it. So I'm actually proud to be mentioned in their presence as well. Yeah. But there are so many people in the community. I mean, just you know, it's why I'm sitting here with you. I was saying to your team earlier and acknowledging you. I mean, I know this is your podcast, but to say, I've been in the industry 27 years. I know you since you're a kid. I know your dad is a doctor and parents when they were together, to be honest. And I've watched you flourish into this mogul. It's incredible to watch someone just go out there and push and strive and push and deliver. And I'm so proud of you. And I don't really do this, but I've watched you grow into this spectacular human that you've always been, but as I'm getting older, so are you a little bit.
I am. I feel
newly married and all of these great things. And I wanted to be here to tell you that I'm just proud of you.
Thank you.
For you to keep doing what you're doing, that you're having a moment, that I see you striving and pushing, and every cover I see come out, I'm like, go girl, because you're a young woman doing it. And that's powerful to see. So keep leading with love.
I'm going to say thank you because you taught me today that the first thing you say, because I'm so awkward about compliments. I'm like, thank you. But thank you. Like, that's really nice. I appreciate all of it. I mean, you were probably one of the first people, or your uncle, who I had to cover just as an intern starting out, and you were always so nice to me, like, honestly. And I really do appreciate that, because I feel like you're around, again, like a lot of women who are very supportive of each other. I think especially when you're maybe at my age and you are pushing and trying so hard, like, not everyone is genuinely happy for you. And like, I am so happy for literally everybody. Like, that's just the kind of person, but it can be challenging.
Yes. Well, I always say, I think the greatest thing I am is a mentor, even as a mom, because that mentorship shows up being a mom as well. But that's noise. You know, paying attention to who likes, who doesn't, it really just takes the focus off of the plan of action of life. And I always said, and was always told, that unfortunately those who are making you feel that way or hurt people,
Yeah.
and they're just not paying attention to what's going on in their lives. So that's what just shows up for them. So you know what? That's why I'm all about, go big or go home. It's all about women power. It's all about human power.
Totally. And we have such a strong community who obviously supports, Spotlight and just what we do. But I think, as women, like, you really, I feel like whether you try to do this or it's just so innate for you, like, it's very obvious on your platforms that, like, you are supporting women. And even for the women who are just shopping your brand, where you maybe don't directly, have a conversation with them like you are with me today. Like, I feel like when you wear your brand, I'm going to call it your brand, like, that this was really designed for a woman, and thinking about, like, what we need to be our most confident selves.
Thank you. Do you know that I love talking to the women? That ever since my, like, teens being in the industry, my thing is to show up in the stores. I mean, my circuit in New York was Barney's, Bergdorf, Saks, Bloomingdale's.
Yeah.
Bendel's, when that was there. And those were, like, I would go because we had all of our jeans in there. Now through Legence, some of those stores have closed. Even Intermix, like, I would just hop every single Scoop. I mean, you name it, going through. But my thing was, I would sell on the floors and show up, and I still do that now, just to talk to the customer. I love, like, dressing her. Those are my favorite things to do. So most importantly is to, like, be connected.
Yeah.
That's really how also you can get into what's missing in the market. I know from being on the floors and seeing, I live and breathe my department stores and specialty stores. I love it wherever I am in the world to see what's going on. But to talk to the woman and see what she needs and what she's missing is the greatest thing. Like swim.
I was just going to say swim. That was what I was going to say.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm taking over your podcast.
No.
Sorry,
You knew it was exactly what was on my mind.
See?
So swim was something you felt that women were struggling with still.
I mean, denim's the most challenging thing to put on, I know that. I'm like, denim baby. And so I'm so grateful that my uncle really just, like, knew how to nail a fit. Because jean, I mean, think about it. Even in the room right now, how many women are wearing jeans? And it's just like, how many humans wear jeans a day,
Yeah.
And it's summertime, but it's great when you have a great fit.
Yep.
But swim is the most challenging behind that.
How many pieces are in the swim collection?
Well, it's continuing growing now, because I just saw the 4th collection now being shown to us, presented. This is what's coming out.
Wow.
For the samples. It's incredible. It was a fit for everyone. It's just about how she feels inside of it.
Yeah.
She's lifted, tucked, but not snug, where she feels like it's pulling like a sausage. For me, that's always been seamless. And I don't want to have any extra polkies, as my Nana would call it. She would love that I'm using that.
I love all these throwback words.
Yes, but it's true. Like, there's just a way that, like, in a swim, you kind of want to feel, you want to feel contoured.
Yeah.
It's super important. We have built-in bras. There's technology that's dedicated to it. That's incredible. And the same with shoes.
That was my, I know, the shoes. And the shoes you're wearing today are so fabulous.
Thank you.
I mean,
so cute.
How important now is it to you to focus on not just the ready to wear, but all of these different components. Like, you're a full lifestyle brand at this point.
The focus is how can we take her from day to night in her lifestyle? You know, I hope that, you know, at the end, my uncle and I are even doing home with the team.
I was just,
Yes.
this woman knows exactly what's on my mind. I was just going to ask you, what'd you do home?
Well, we are launching candles.
Great.
And there are 3 great scents that are going to hit the market in a few months, actually. We're selling them now to the
Amazing.
industry. Yes, I'm excited. And they're delicious. But going into that lifestyling her, it really is about a feeling.
Yeah.
And a missing. You know, growing up in fashion and seeing today what is existing in fashion really just shows us a family, a community, that there is so much opportunity to continue to make sure she elevates, stays a way of, you know, this class, this sophistication. You know, again, it's about fit and fabrics. That is sophistication. That is a luxe feeling. But we do it with the sweetest spot price point.
And that's something I really appreciate.
I
And I
love
was just
that.
telling someone else who was here today that there's a brand that I really love that always was kind of in your bracket of pricing that's now doubled, and that's no longer appealing to me to, you know, pay much more than what I was. So I think you're really smart to keeping it there. Speaking of which, you have a physical presence. You have over 300, I believe, physical areas that you can shop Legence, whether it's your standalone stores or, of course, department stores, others. But what about the Hamptons? When are we going to be able to shop in a Legence boutique there?
Oh my God, that's such an off-guard question. It's funny.
Wanna know.
My cousin, I call her my Kister. She's my Uncle Jeff's daughter, Sasha. She has a great brand called Road to Nowhere, and has stores out in Sag Harbor and Montauk. And she just says to me, like, how do we not, her dad is my Uncle Jeff, and she said to me, how do we not have a Legence store out here? Or how do you not have a, whatever. And it's so true. You know, everything is in timing. So I would say that that's coming soon.
So it's something you want to do.
I mean, there is so much opportunity within the States, and we are opening up. You know, there is a plan of action to open up stores, and there is, you know, continued conversation about the Hamptons. I mean, even though my uncle is, you know, in Los Angeles for so long, we are New Yorkers. So, and how can we not be in the Hamptons at any point?
And the brands really do thrive in the Hamptons. I mean, I'll be in meetings talking to international, you know, Louis Vuitton level brands, and they don't care about Palm Beach, Miami. No, they want the Hamptons. And I think there's something to really be said about the power of the consumer there and just how much it does translate for brands. So I think you should do it.
I love it.
Selfishly, and because there's really, without intermix, it's very hard to find something to wear last minute. So,
well, then we're working on it.
okay,
How's that?
perfect.
Okay, good.
Perfect. Before you go, there's something that I am obsessed with that you do, and that's lip syncing. Like, did you want to be a singer in another life?
So really quick, in my early teens, I danced for an entertainment company, and then really worked with MTV as a dancer and a co-host on The Grind. A dancing co-host, and that was in the 1990s. I love to sing, I love to dance. The voice isn't quite there, but the dancing is something that I love to do. And I just love a great song. You know, music is the light to life.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more fun than just singing to your life, no?
What's your favorite song right now?
What's my favorite song? I don't really have a favorite song because I have so many favorite singers, but I would have to say that Teddy Swims is a fantastic voice out there. And I'd have to say that I just seen so much of Taylor Swift lately that I got to give it to her. That girl is on fire.
Yeah, she really is.
I'm moving into the Swiftie world.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's been your proudest career moment so far?
My proudest career moment, the work of being a mom and wife.
They're so cute, your children.
Thank you.
Adorable boys. What's next for you, Tara?
What's next for me? Leaving here and continuing on, because you know what? You plan and God laughs. So what's next is continuing on this incredible journey and, keeping it positive.
All right. I love that. Thank you for
What's
being here.
next for you? How's that?
What's next for me?
Yes.
My husband's coming later today.
I love that.
Trying to get to the Hamptons as soon as possible.
I love
Hosting an
it.
event tomorrow, TV tomorrow, spotlight event Sunday.
I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
I looked over before. I was like, wow, there's handbags there. And then I looked over and I honestly forgot that you had spotlight. And then I looked and I thought to myself, look at your covers and look what you're accomplishing.
Thank you.
As a young woman.
We print
Keep
7
going.
times a year.
It's amazing.
7 times. Print is not dead.
No,
And
for
we're
sure
showing
not.
it, right?
No.
I know.
Fashion. It's like saying Coca-Cola or fashion is gone, right?
Exactly. Those are 2 things that are never going
Right.
away. Exactly.
Right.
All right. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you.